Hey Grizzlies fans, welcome back to the Grizzlies Coaches Show. I'm Josh Bartosik, joined again this week by head coach Marty Raymond. Marty, how you doing so far today?
Good, Josh. Yourself?
Doing all right, can't complain. So finally that 2-week time period is off. You guys have games this weekend, but how would you say that time off has helped the team?
I mean, there's two sides to it. Sometimes it's tough not to play games and pushing guys to, to practice day after day without any games. It's been a long go, but the good part about it is maybe we do a bit of a semi-training camp, kind of retouching base on certain tactical part of the game, and we have to skate fairly hard, and guys understand it was for the right measures. So I think it's really helped our team. We had some guys that had some mild injuries are now back to play, so I think it's beneficial overall, and we're looking forward to playing this weekend finally after all this time off.
You mentioned playing this weekend against Peoria again, but how difficult is it going to be, do you think, to try and get back to game speed, especially with a team like Peoria who's been playing consistently during your time off?
I think especially on the road, we bust there, we play, we get going. I think the first period is going to be a bit of a challenge, and it's normal. We haven't played for a while.
Right.
It'd be maybe a little chaotic, but I think after the first 20, we respect that team. We know that they have not had too much success, but every team can win this league, and they're getting better and better. And we haven't played, so we have to make sure that we start the right way. Even if we struggle a little bit, I think as the game progresses, we'll get better and better, and that's what we're looking for.
Not only it's been a while since you guys have played, but a while since you've played on the road too. Just the second and third road games of this season. What personally are you looking for the team to improve on when they play on the road from that 6-3 loss against Wisconsin to open the year? Yeah,
the opening night, I thought that they were trying to do too much, and we had longer shifts. The discipline wasn't the best. We had many penalties, and that's usually what happens when you fall behind and you're trying to catch up and not play the right way. So really what I'm looking for on the road is really, I just kind of mentioned it, playing the right way, which is we don't give the pucks away at the far blue line. We don't dangle too much. We let the puck do the work. We do, parts of the aspects of the game that are important is in our own end, defend properly, and support the puck carrier. And everything else comes in after that. When you play well, you play with discipline, you play with pace, usually it falls your way. So, it's good to have a good start, but if it doesn't count, 60 minutes. So maybe play 50 really great minutes, and you should have a good chance to win, not when you play 30 or 40.
Right. For those who don't know, earlier this week, 2 new guys joined the fray for the Grizzlies, Briggs Knott and Jackson Bielenberg. Howarth. What can we expect from them this weekend and then from the season as a whole?
So we'll start with Briggs. Briggs is a forward that played for, I believe, the NHL minor team. And he was caught really late, and he's got great skills. He's from Bemidji. He can score goals, great hands, very good deception, and I think that we needed a guy on that just to play with Brett. And they're really right now. It's really a good second line mix, and so I think it's again, we always like guys that can score goals, and he can score goals. I think he scored 20 goals in Bemidji last year at the high school level. So he's only 18, he's a young guy, and it's always a plus for us. The other one is Jackson Howarth, and he's a solid defenseman. Again, a guy that's almost made the NHL team in Austin. A solid defenseman, plays hard in every zone, and he's got some upside offensively. But really, for a defenseman, all I care about is our guys and play tough, but also retrieve pucks well, play smart hockey. We stand up, we play strong defensively. And if we have a core like that, we're gonna compete. Not only compete during the season, but we'll be good in the playoff. And that's kind of the major part of a good hockey team is really a solid defense.
Yeah, it's pretty helpful, especially when the team is off to a pretty hot start, and they get better by adding more players as well. But we will be right back after a quick word from our team chiropractor, Thrive Wellness.
Your body is designed to function at its best. But daily stress, poor posture, and even minor injuries can disrupt your health. At Thrive Wellness, we focus on restoring balance and alignment so you can live pain-free and perform at your peak. Chiropractic care is a natural, effective approach to improving mobility, reducing discomfort, and enhancing overall wellness. Don't wait for pain to hold you back. Call 507-258-4100 or visit thrivewellness.com today to schedule your consultation. Experience the benefits of a properly aligned body because optimal health starts with a healthy spine.
And we are back. Time for the fun questions. During this time off, was there a favorite Grizzlies memory that you had?
For me, I mean, the only memory I can have right now is the first win. First win for our team and first win as a head coach. So it was great at the end of the game. Just a great atmosphere, and getting the puck from these young men was great. So now I have that in my stack of souvenirs.
There you go. You're a big Montreal Canadiens fan, for those that don't know. Past or present, if you could coach any player on the Canadiens, who would it be?
I think I've had guys in the minors. I don't recall big-time gunners from Montreal. I am a big fan because this is called the word branding from the hotel business, right? So you brand, meaning when you're born, you're a team, you are, and this is your team. It's changing. I don't think it's the case anymore based on people changing. But yeah, I've always been Montreal. Although I will say that when the Quebec Nordiques came in, I was a big fan of Nordiques because they played very good hockey. So, but yes, Montreal. And if you would ask me, the guys I like to watch right now, well, the new kid, now his name is Demigod, but
there
it's
you
Demigod.
go. On my fantasy team.
Yeah, he's a good player, and then you got Lane Hudson, and you got Dobson, and you got Caulfield, Suzuki. So you get a lot of the future is there, and that's why we're always pumped up before the start of the season. Every team is, but it's exciting.
There you go. Kind of sticking with the NHL theme, we asked the players earlier this week their pick for the Stanley Cup. In a non-biased answer from you, your pick to win the Stanley Cup, and then asked Bub this question last week, your pick for to win the college hockey championship this year.
Okay, so NHL to win the Stanley Cup, I'm going to go with Colorado this year.
Always a good pick.
It's just it's a tough division. Last year they lost in 7, but they got arguably the top 3 players in the NHL is playing that team. Landeskog is back and playing, makes a big impact to leadership. Yeah. So I have plus they have Burns, I believe. So Brett Burns.
They do.
So I like them to be at least contenders. If I have a second pick, I would go with Vegas, but I think I'm going to go with Colorado. I'll stick with that.
It's not a bad one. I gotta go with Dallas. I think a full year of Mikko Rantanen pains me as a Hurricanes fan watching him leave Carolina after a few games, but they gotta figure it out at some point.
Well, I think Carolina got is it Carter Hart is going to play there? I'm not sure if it's signed yet or
no. They got Ehlers.
Ehlers, okay.
Ehlers, and then their goaltending is still a little bit iffy. So
Carter Hart would have been a good goaltender for you guys, but I'm not sure if he's going to play there or he's going to go to
Vegas or
Vegas,
wherever. Yeah, who knows?
So that's exciting. And then for college, look, I like, the teams from the East, Boston U, Boston College, but I do like Bemidji and Mankato. Something tells me that something special is going on in Bemidji right now. Mm-hmm. They had a good opening weekend, a shellacking of Anchorage, and they got some good players. They got actually one guy who played in the AHL. And well coached.
It's a weird world we live in now.
It's a weird, minor pro sport in college, but these are, for me, Quinnipiac. So, but I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna stay in that division. I'm gonna hope that Bemidji or Mankato are the guys.
It's a different pick than I think a lot of people would say. We had that we asked the players that question. So got to be a little bit of a homer. I'm going to pick Penn State, obviously. Yeah,
of course, Penn State. For obvious reasons. They're probably right now on paper the best team.
McKenna looked great.
They look great. McKenna's look great. For the money he's making, that's pretty good. And I think
hope so.
I think Penn State. Look, Michigan, it's going to be great. The Gophers, no, I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Not after this past weekend losing to Tech.
Tough weekend, but it's only early. The Badgers. Yeah. So North Dakota. So I would say that if you have to pick one. Outside of Penn State, it would be, to me, Michigan or Penn State are going to be the big gunners on the other side.
Yeah, a lot of powerhouses this year. Going to be a fun year of college hockey.
I don't know about Quinnipiac. We haven't really much, Boston, College of Boston, like I said, in the East. But
Quinnipiac looked good last weekend.
Quinnipiac looked really good. Yeah,
like you said, it's early.
It's so many good teams, and the differences in the details, and sometimes injuries, and you got a couple seniors out, and tough weekend. And the same thing, say in D3, like there's so many good hockey teams now.
Really
it's every
the
weekend
parity's great.
Parity's great. Whatever division, whether it's the MIAC or anything else, it's just like the margin is very thin. So.
Well, for those Grizzlies fans who don't know, Gavin McKinnon and Penn State are playing former Grizzlies goaltender Shane Soderwall this weekend, so that should be fun for all Grizzlies fans. But moving to the current Grizzlies team, if there's one player on the team that you would trust to run a practice if you suddenly weren't there, who would it be? And then who would be the last person you would pick to run a practice?
If I would have to pick a guy for practice, I'd think Schultz will be the guy. Ryan Schultz will be the guy to run practice.
Yeah.
The last guy to run practice. Well, I don't want to bash a guy, but usually I would say that I love goaltenders, but goaltenders should not lead any practice.
They're more quiet.
They're just quiet, and they're just. I think that any of the goaltenders would not be the best guy to run practice. Although goaltenders can make great coaches, like Patrick Roy, coaching with the Islanders.
Done a good job so far.
Yes, there's other guys, there's other goaltenders that do a good job. So, but when they're playing in a team, it's probably not the guys.
Yeah. Final question for you. You finally get your chance to have a rebuttal on this. We asked both Bob and Bub a question on out of the three coaches, who would score first in a shootout. Not only did they not say you, but they kind of threw you under the bus at the same time. They were, citing your age and that you were a defenseman when you played. So
yeah, I was a D, but at least I could move, right? So I still teach skills, so I still skate. I'm gonna go. Will be the first one. I did beat Coach Bob, not Montrose, but Brandon in the passing game. So it's 1-0 me.
There you go.
And so. No problem. Hands down, I should be. I'm going to come down so slowly that I'll probably hypnotize the goaltenders.
So, hey, if it works, it works.
If it works, it works. So yeah, I mean, young guys talk a big game, but it's time. Proofs has to be in the pudding.
There you go. I'll put it to the test one of these weeks, see who's going to win that skills competition. But that's all the time we have this week on The Coach. So thank you guys for joining us. You can catch the Grizzlies back in action on the road this weekend, and you can get tickets for their next home series against West Bend on October 17th and 18th at tickets.rochestergrizz.com. And as always, let's go Grizz.